Namaskar, this is Dr. Pooja Jhanayar and we are going to talk about a very important topic. That is about children who are having attention deficit disorder. I do understand as a mother, as a professional and sometimes definitely as a teacher how much difficult it is to manage a child who is having just attention deficit. It sounds very simple, but trust me, this is very complicated because it can drive you crazy when you are dealing with them. This child looks perfectly fine. He can eat well, he can run well, he can do all age appropriate activities. He is intelligent, in fact sometimes above average and most of the time superior level of intelligence also. But this child doesn't do any activity until you keep reminding them. There are certain symptoms which you might see or sometimes just feel that, oh, every child is nowadays doing the same thing. What kind of sign and symptoms I'm talking about? This is a child who makes generally careless mistake. Example, teacher is reminding or has given many consequences to write date on top, but the child is still forgetting. Child goes to the toilet, though the reminders have been given, forgets to flush. This child does not like any activity which needs sustained mental effort, especially to say writing. So on one-to-one still might do little better, but in the group is not able to complete the classwork or the homework. Please do not get confused over here with dysgraphia. This child does not have any writing disability. He or she can write very well, but does not want to write, does not want to complete the work in the given time. Or you can even say, finds it very hard to complete the written work in the given time. This child is forgetful in his day-to-day activities. If he goes to brush, he may spend hours together in front of the mirror. This child needs constant reminder to stay on a task or to complete it. Like, look at the next line, do the next thing, what are you doing, are you here or not? Such reminders only help them to stay on the task. These are the children who can forget their belongings in the school or at their place of work. For example, forgetting the water bottle, pencil, sharpener, erasers, sometimes the book or the notebook which is required for any kind of their assignment. These are the children who may not sustain their interest on the same activity. You might have spent thousands to continue an activity or a hobby of the child, but the child may go there for some sessions and after that not able to maintain the same level of interest. This child most of the time looks as if he or she is lost. Many of my parents, when they come and report to me, their own layman term is that my child has nothing wrong, but he is lazy. We are not realizing that this inattentiveness, difficulty to hold the attention for required amount of time, this very simple activity can cause a very big vicious circle in the life. Of course, a child who is not able to be alert or very attentive would become the victim of scoldings from all elders in the house. Everyone would keep reminding this child because he looks normal. There is no visible disability which can make us feel, oh, I should leave this child or I should be very empathetic to this child. Because as I said, they are intelligent. Whatever they want, they can do with a very sharp alertness. If they have to go somewhere, maybe they will wake up early in the morning without your reminder. But they may not do so when you want to do them or you want them to wake up in the morning for any school class. So daily routine activities becomes a very tough task for them to cope up with. Attention deficit disorder generally causes lot of writing related difficulty. And to me, many of the parents have approached only for this issue that everything is fine, but my child is not able to complete the work, written work in the given time, and teacher is kind of very fed up. Teacher says that your child is stubborn and he just doesn't want to write, though he knows writing. When I start inquiring, then I come to know that at home lot of things are happening which a parent finds it very difficult to manage. Please, my first humble request to all the parents over here is, do not think that they are doing it intentionally. Do not feel that they are doing this just to trouble you. Please take a perspective where you should really understand that it's difficult for this child to hold the attention, to stay alert for a given activity, especially when it comes to do with all the daily routine chores. What can be done then? Shall I leave this child just because he's having some difficulty? No, it doesn't mean that. There are many cognitive activities like letter cancellation, number cancellation. There are activities in which you can simply ask the child to listen some particular content and then you start asking question on that. You can say certain sentence and ask the child, tell me the first letter of each word in my sentence. These are very few examples. There can be many more. Yes, the last weapon to deal inattentiveness is medication. Do not be worried about side effects first. Kindly go and approach your physician. Do talk to a good child psychiatrist who can guide you that how medication can be used. Medicine and some amount of cognitive training with behavior modification is going to be extremely helpful. Some parents, they come and tell me that when my child would grow up, he would be all fine. I do ask them only one question. Yes, there can be a chance that child may settle down a bit more. But what about those formative years when the child had to actually learn? So the child became kind of okay or fine or could pay some attention at the age of 13 years. But what about the learning which was supposed to take place from the class 1 to class 7 or to class 6? So please try to create awareness about attention deficit disorder. Just because this is not a visible disability, my children are suffering. My children are becoming victim of everyone's pointing out behavior. Please help them out. Thank you.